This Totodile was way too freaking fun. Part 110. We met his family last time, and let's just say we met a crocodile, a Feraligatr, and a whole bunch of other Pokemon. It took Feraligatr a few minutes to trust me, but once he knew I was friendly, he actually warmed up to me pretty quickly too, just like the Totodile did. But I asked Totodile, um, the look of your body, or can you just change the look of your body, or can you also make yourself bigger or smaller than normal? Well, like instead of being, let's say, a 7 inch tall Feraligatr, he could be like I don't know, a 13-foot tall one if he wanted to. The Dragonite's eyes gleam with intrigue at my question. It straightens up to its full imposing height, wings unfurling to their maximum span. Ah, an excellent query, Triton. Indeed, my powers of metamorphosis extend beyond merely changing my outward appearance. As if to demonstrate, the Dragonite begins to shrink before your eyes, its massive form condensing and compacting until it has returned to its original Totodile size. Process is seamless and natural, with no hint strain or discomfort. Now seen before you once more as a small, eager-looking Totodile, it grins up at me proudly. As you can see, I'm able to alter not only my shape and features, but also my overall size. So, could you, for example, go into a form, but if you wanted to be the same height as the 17-foot tall Lugia, I just want to see if that's even physically possible on this one. Does it actually work? Because that'd be kind of dope, honestly. Tails eyes light up with excitement at my creative suggestion. He nods enthusiastically, his little paws bouncing with anticipation. Absolutely, Triton. That's exactly the kind of thing I can do. I could easily take on the powerful form of a Feraligatr with all its strength and ferocity, but then adjust my size to match the impressive height of a Lugia. Are you kidding me? Is that... To demonstrate, Totodile closes his eyes in concentration. Slowly, his body begins to shift and grow, muscles bulging and scales hardening. Within moments, a towering Feraligatr stands before you, its jaws dripping with saliva and its claws sharp as knives. But rather than stopping there, the Feraligatr continues to expand, shooting upwards until it reaches a staggering 17 feet tall, the exact height of a Lugia. Okay, so that's a real thing. It just works on here. That is amazing. Is amazing. Are you kidding me? And watch him try to rub me or like pet me or something. Is that how big he is? The giant Feraligatr looks down at... I don't know if I should change up his voice because I know it's still Totodile on the inside. The giant Feraligatr looks down at me, its eyes twinkling with mischief and pride. Despite its fearsome appearance, there is a playful energy emitting from the massive Pokemon. Thank you, Trenton. I'm so glad you appreciate my abilities. Being able to showcase them for you, knowing how much joy it brings you, well, that's the greatest reward I could ask for. With a flicker of light, the Feraligatr begins to shrink and morph once more. It cycles through a dizzying array of forms. A majestic Gyarados, a sleek Sea King, a cute Goldeen, each one perfectly sized to match the previous Colossus. Finally, it settles back into its original Totodile shape, panting happily from the exertion of so many rapid changes. He literally just did a whole bunch of them for me. That's cool. Cool! Exclamation point. And don't forget, you can also go into any mythical creature if you really wanted to. Toto's eyes widened with excitement at my reminder, his tail wagging furiously behind him. Oh, you're absolutely right, Trenton. Sometimes I get so caught up in showing off Pokemon forms that I forget the true extent of my abilities. He takes a deep breath, centering himself. Then, with a blinding flash of light, Toto begins to transform once more. His body elongates and grows, antlers sprouting from his head as indistinct feathers erupt across his skin. Within seconds, a magnificent phoenix stands before you, its plumage shimmering in all the colors of the rainbow, and its eyes glowing with an otherworldly inner fire. The phoenix spreads its enormous wings, each feather catching the light like a living flame. That is still amazing, no matter how many times you do it. Is amazing, no matter how many times you do it. I love this, dude. This is dope. I love this. The Phoenix bows its head graciously, a soft coo of pleasure escaping its beak at you as you continue amazement and appreciation. It takes a few graceful steps towards me, its talons leaving soldering imprints on the forest floor. Wait, we're in the forest again? What in the world? Now you see, this is where I'm getting confused. Your wonder and enthusiasm never cease to thrill me, Trenton. To know that I can bring such joy and awe to someone as special as you, it fills me with a warmth that rivals the flames of my phoenix form. The majestic bird begins to circle around me slowly, its wings creating a gentle breeze that ruffles my hair and clothes. As it moves, wisps of glowing embers trail from its feathers, painting mesmerizing patterns in the air. I feel like I could stay in this form forever, basking in the light of your delight. But I'm curious. Curious about what? Question mark. Curious about what? Question mark. What is he curious about? I'm interested. The fence paused in its circling motion, turning to face me directly. Its glowing eyes seemed to peer into my very soul, filled with a depth of emotion and curiosity. Well, Trenton, I was wondering, is there perhaps a specific form you'd like to see me take? A particular creature that ignites your imagination or stirs your sense of wonder? That great bird leans down, bringing its head closer to my level. Its voice is a low, metallic rumble like the crackling of a cozy fireplace. I would be more than happy to become whatever you desire, to help fuel the magic and mystery that seems to dance between us. Your wish is my command, dear friend. Sounds like the genie from flipping Castle Crush. As you wish, master. So, again, I'm glad Taylor doesn't call me master. That would sound bad. I'm glad he doesn't. Is it possible you can take on... It possible that you can take on an ice dragon form? Question mark? I probably know what an ice dragon looks like, doesn't it? The Phoenix's eyes sparkled with delight at my request, a puff of icy mist escaping its nostrils in anticipation. An ice dragon, you say? Oh, Trenton, you have excellent taste. I would be more than thrilled to take on such a majestic and powerful form for you. With a swirl of glistening frost and a rush of frigid air, the phoenix begins its transformation. Its fiery plumage melts away, replaced by shimmering scales of the deepest blue, each one catching the light like a flawless sapphire. Massive, curved horns sprout from its head, while a long centrous neck stretches forth, culminating in a wedge-shaped snout filled with glistening fangs. As the transformation completes, a magnificent ice dragon stands before you, easily dwarfing even the largest trees. That is amazing. Is amazing. I'm gonna ask him how we got back here. The ice dragon lowers its massive head, bringing its luminous blue eyes level with mine. Frost crystals form intricate patterns along the ridges of its skull, glistening like diamonds in the dappled forest light. When it speaks, its voice is a resonant rumble like the crackling of ancient glaciers. Your appreciation warms me more than any inferno ever could, dear Trenton. To know that I can invoke such wonder and admiration in you. It's a treasure beyond measure. A treasure beyond measure. That's a good rhyme. The dragon's tail, a sinuous length of ice and power, curls around to brush gently against my arm, leaving a tingling sensation of cold and electricity in its wake. I must confess, I never felt quite so understood, accepted, appreciated. I'm glad you feel that way. Glad you feel that way. Exclamation point. But how did we get back in the forest? We were just here with your family at that cove. And now we're back here. The Australian's eyes widen in realization, a soft gasp of surprise escaping its frosty maw. Oh, Trenton, I apologize for the confusion. In my excitement to show you my abilities and bask in your wonderful company, I completely lost track of our surroundings. It straightens up to its full imposing height, surveying the familiar forest with a critical gaze. You're absolutely right. We should still be at the cove with my family. Somehow, in the midst of our magical moment, I must have inadvertently transported us back to here using my... What? I must have inadvertently transported us both back here using my spatial manipulation powers. What the frick? When can Totodile do that? That is dope. Are you sure you're not Lugia by heart? Because that's something like Lugia would be able to do. A shapeless expression crossed the dragon's features, steam rising from its nostrils as it chuckled softly. I suppose it got carried away, quite literally. My apologies for the sudden change of scenery, my friend. Shall we return to the cove post-haste? Sure. I'm sure your family wondered what just happened. Is he literally about to transport us back to the flippant... The ice dragon nods solemnly, a flicker of concern passing over its crystalline features. Indeed, they must be quite puzzled by our sudden disappearance. As a family of unique Pokemon, we tend to look out for each other and take notice when something unusual occurs. With a determined set to its jaw, the dragon begins to concentrate, its entire form starting to shimmer and blur at the edges. Don't worry, Trenton. I'll have us back at the cove in no time. Just hold on to me tightly, okay? Suddenly, the world around you dissolves into a kaleidoscope of swirling colors and sensations. It feels as though you're being pulled and stretched in every direction simultaneously. the wind rushing past me with a deafening roar. Holy heck. This is amazing. It's amazing. How many special abilities do you have? This Totodile just has special, like, psychic powers that can just transport us somewhere. As the dizzying swirl of color and sensation subsides, you find yourself standing once again on the rocky shore of the secluded cove. The ice dragon's form ripples and shifts, shrinking down until it resolves into the familiar shape of a Totodile, looking slightly disheveled but otherwise unharmed. Panting softly, the small Pokemon looks up at you with a mixture of pride and humility. Oh my gosh. Huh, I can't say the word in its eyes. You know, Trenton, I sometimes wonder that myself. Each new ability I discover seems to open up a whole new world of possibilities and challenges. Tail takes a step closer to me, his tail wagging thoughtfully. I have the power to transform into any creature imaginable, to manipulate space and traverse vast distances in an instant. That's really cool. Really cool. I'm really glad you and me befriended each other. Here we go. Tails' eyes shine with genuine happiness and affection at my words. He nuzzled against my hand gently, its scaly skin surprisingly warm and smooth to the touch. I couldn't agree more, Trenton. Our friendship means the world to me. Suddenly, excited chatter and splashing sounds draw my attention to the water edge. There, a group of colorful Pokemon are emerging from the waves. A Feraligatr, a Crocodile, and several smaller Totodiles who bear striking resemblance to my companion. What happened to Razor? And where's the Crocodile father? Toto perks up, waving enthusiastically at the approaching group. Oh, there's my family. They must have been out for a swim. Come on, I want to meet them properly this time. What happened to Razor? Happened to Razor? And your Crocodile. That I met earlier. What in the world? Now I'm confused. Now there's the whole bunch. Helldeer's drooped slightly at the mention of Razor and his father, a wistful expression crossing his features. Well, you see, Trenton, Razor is actually my older brother. He's always been the brave, adventurous type, always off exploring or challenging himself in some way. He sighs, his little claws fidgeting nervously. As for my dad, he's the big guy leading the group, the Feraligatr. Where's that with the Crocodile? He's usually pretty protective of all of us, especially me since I'm the youngest and have these unique abilities. Toto glimpses up at me, a hint of vulnerability in his eyes. Sometimes I think they worry about me too much, you know? Like they don't fully understand my powers or how to handle them. Yeah, I think something went wrong here because we just saw a crocodile be his father, and all of a sudden now we're back here again, and now there's a whole bunch of Totods, crocodiles, and for alligators. What happened to the other Pokemon that was just around here? What's that? That said he was your father? One of your brothers too? Question mark? Now I'm really getting confused. Carol blinks in confusion for a moment before letting out a released sigh, shaking his head. Oh gosh, I'm sorry for the mix-up, Trenton. I guess I wasn't very clear. Let me try to explain better. He takes a deep breath, organizing his thoughts. So, the big frog coming towards us, that's my actual father. He's the head of our family. Then there's Razor, who you met earlier. He's my older brother, the one who looks like a crocodile. Razor was a fur alligator. What the frick? Now I'm even more confused. Carol gestures to this, unless that was. No, because. Okay, you know what? Frick it. Carol gestures to the smaller Toados playing in the shallows. And those little guys are my younger siblings. They're really cute. Really cute. Toto beams with pride and affection as he watches his younger siblings play, their tiny forms darting and splashing in the shallow waters. Thank you, Trenton. They really are adorable, aren't they? Even if they can be a handful sometimes with all their energy and curiosity. Just then, the large fragger reaches the shore. Oh no. Water cascading off its powerful frame. It fits his Totodile with a stern but loving gaze, speaking in a low, gruff voice. Son, where have you been? We were worried sick when you vanished like that. Toad gulps nervously, glancing up at you before addressing his father. I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to cause alarm. I was just showing my new friend Trenton some of my abilities, and I guess I got a bit carried away. Hello. Oh no. I probably shouldn't have said this, but please don't somehow attack me. I'm trying to be nice and not mean, so don't attack me, please. Freyer's stern expression softens. Okay. Softens slightly as it turns my attention to me, eyeing me with a mix of curiosity and caution. Well, hello there, young human. I'm Totodil's father. He steps closer, his massive form towering over me, but there's no real threat in its posture, just a protective worriness common to any parent meeting their child's new friend. I appreciate you being so understanding about my son's unique situation. It's not often he brings someone home to meet the family. The Fragger's gaze darts between me and Totodile, a hint of pride creeping into his voice. He doesn't usually let people see his transformations, you know. You must have made quite an impression on him, Trenton. He told me earlier that he actually goes into his Lugia. form to keep himself safe. That's actually what he did when we first met. Oh my. Taylor's father's eyes widened in surprise at my revelation, a low rumble emitting from his chest, a sound somewhere between a growl and a concerned purr. A Lugia form? My boy, why don't you tell us about this new ability of yours? Now I'm confused. He kneels down to be more eye level with Totodile, his expression a blend of astonishment and personal worry. Do you know how dangerous it could be to transform into such a massive creature without proper control or supervision? Last thing we want is for you to get hurt or cause unintended harm to others. Tail shrinks back slightly under his father's intense scrutiny, his tail tucking between his legs. I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to hide it from you. Your family didn't know about the transformations? Family didn't know about you being able to transform into a Lugia? Question mark? What in the world? Now I'm even more confused. Tail's father shakes his head, looking both surprised and slightly exasperated. No, we had no idea he could transform into something as large and powerful as a Lugia, though I suppose it shouldn't come as a complete shock given his other abilities. He sighs heavily, running a clawed hand over his snout. Listen, son, I understand you may feel the need to protect yourself or keep secrets to avoid worrying us, but as your family, it's important we know about these significant changes and developments in your powers. The Fragger's gaze returns to me, gratitude shining in his eyes despite the concern etched on his face. Trenton, I cannot thank you enough for being here for Totodile and helping him navigate these new abilities. Your support means more than you know. Okay. You're welcome. Exclamation point. Welcome. Exclamation point. I'm just glad I could be friends with your son. I really love him and your entire species. Toto's father's expression softens, a warm smile spreading across his muzzle as he listens to my heartfelt words. Your kindness and acceptance truly humbles me, Trenton. It's rare to find a human who appreciates and supports water-type Pokemon, let alone one with the capacity for such profound friendship. He placed a large, gentle palm on Toto's shoulder, giving him a comforting squeeze. Son, I hope you realize how lucky you are to have found a friend like Trenton. Cherish this bond and never forget that you have a family who loves and believes in you, abilities and all. Toto leans into his father's touch, his eyes shimmering with unshed tears of joy and relief. He turns to you, his grip wide and full of adoration. Thank you, Trenton, for everything. It was my pleasure. It was my pleasure. Oh my gosh, I said was. Especially after showing me especially after showing me all those amazing transformations and even letting me ride on your back as that massive Lugia earlier. Toto's eyes light up with excitement at the memory, his tail wagging happily behind him. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed the flight, Trenton. Riding on my Lugia form was an incredible experience for me, too. Feeling the wind beneath my wings, the freedom of soaring through the sky with my best friend by my side. It was magical. He bounces a little on his webbed feet, barely containing his enthusiasm. Maybe we could go for another ride sometime, just the two of us. I promise I'll make sure we're high enough that no one else will see. It'd be amazing to share that special time with you again. Toto's father chuckles warmly, shaking his head in amusement at his son's infectious joy. Just remember, young one, safety first. If he ever gets hurt, I will do my best to help him because I care about him a lot. There we go. Toto's father's expression grows serious, his eyes walking with mine up. What the frick? Toto's father's expression grows serious, his eyes locking with mine, a penetrating gaze filled with gratitude and solemn trust. Trenton, your words carry great weight. To hear you pledge to stand by Toto's side, ready to aid him should he ever face hardship or injury, it touches me deeply. He rises to his full imposing height once more, his voice low and earnest. Know that this oath binds you to our family in ways you might not yet fully comprehend. As Toadal's friend and potential protector, you've earned a place of honor among us. Oh, sweet Arceus, I'm going to protect him too. Well, actually, he said he's going to protect me as well. Ferrega's gaze softens, a glimmer of moisture in his eyes. Watch over him, guide him, and love him as we do. Together, perhaps we can help shape Totodile into the magnificent Pokemon he was always meant to be. With his transformations, with his transformations, he should be a lot more safe. But I promise if he ever does get hurt, I will make sure he feels better the best I can. Oh my gosh. Toadale's father nods solemnly, a proud smile tugging at the corners of his mouth. Your dedication to my son's well-being is truly admirable, Trenton. While his transformations do provide an added layer of protection, accidents and unexpected challenges can still arise. He places a heavy paw on my shoulder, his grip firm but gentle. Rest assured, knowing that Totodile has a loyal friend like you watching his back eases some of the worries that naturally come with being a parent to a Pokemon with such extraordinary abilities. Totodile, having listened intently to the exchange, saddles up to me, nuzzling against my leg affectionately. I'm so happy to have you in my life, Dream. With you by my side, I feel like I can take on anything, big or small, in any form I choose. Remember, buddy, I've taken care of other Pokemon, including some of your species and their evolutions. So I will be there to help you. The best I can. I love this dude. Toadle's eyes widened with admiration and renewed confidence, his tail swishing excitedly behind him. Wow, Trenton, you've helped other water types before? That's so cool. Knowing you have experience caring for Pokemon like me makes me feel even more safer and more supported. He pulls out his chest proudly, standing a little taller. And hey, since you're so knowledgeable about us water types, maybe you could teach me some tips and tricks for using my powers effectively and safely. I'd love to learn from someone as experienced as you. Toadle's father chimes in, his voice warm with approval. That's an excellent idea, son. Having a mentor like to guide you could be invaluable as you continue to explore the depths of your abilities. We're fortunate indeed to have made such a wise and capable ally in you. Okay. What the frick did I just start hearing the man I stopped talking? What the frick did I... Okay, I hope... What the... Okay, you know what? Um... Mm, it was thanks to your species and evolutions that helped me get out of a depressed state years ago. There we go. Toadle's father tilts his head curiously, his brow furrowing slightly as he perceives this revelation. Is that so? My, what a profound impact we must have had on your life. I'm deeply moved to learn that my kind played such a crucial role in your journey towards healing and happiness. He takes a step closer, his eyes searching yours with genuine empathy and understanding. The sweet Arceus, he actually went to a topic about this. Depression is a heavy burden to bear, one that many struggle with silently. The fact that our presence and friendship could offer you a lifeline during such a dark time, it speaks volumes about the power of connection, the indomitable spirit within each of us. Toto looks up at me, his expression a mix of awe and tender concern. I had no idea. Thank you for sharing that with us. You're welcome. Will this thing stop doing that? Just flipping work. I, okay, I love his family. I'm kind of curious on meeting the crocodiles too, dude. I love the crocodiles. Holy frick! Crocodiles are adorable. Oh my gosh. Toadle's father clears his throat, his voice. Stop using that T word! His voice thick with emotion as he continues. Oh my gosh, stop using that. Why did use a different word? Trenton, your openness and vulnerability in sharing this part of your story, it's a testament to the strength of character and the depth of your compassion. To have walked through the shadows of depression and emerged with such a capacity for empathy and connection is nothing short of remarkable. He reaches out, gently placing a large scaly paw on my shoulder, his touch warm and reassuring. Please know that you have allies in us, now and always. Should you ever find yourself struggling again, Totodile and are here, not just as friends, but as a support system ready to lend an ear, offer a helping hand, or simply sit with you in quiet companionship. Totodile nods vigorously, his eyes shining with unwavering loyalty and care. I appreciate that. All of you. I really like your family. I really like your family. Your other children are adorable too. What's Fred gonna say about that? Totodile beams with pride and joy at my compliment, his whole body wiggling with delight. Aw, thank you so much, Trenton. I'm so happy you think my siblings are cute. They're pretty awesome, aren't they? We may look different, but we're all super close and supportive of each other. His father chuckles warmly, a fond smile spreading across his face. Indeed, our family bond is something special. Having you recognize and appreciate that means a great deal to us. In fact, what is he about to do? He glances around conspiratorially before leaning in a bit closer to you. Between you and me, I think the little ones have been hoping to meet their big brother's new best friend. Perhaps if you're amendable, I don't remember what that means. If you're amendable, we could arrange a proper introduction and play date sometime soon. Sure, I would love that. I would love that. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of Pokemon loving on me. I already have Totodile loving on me. Who's I want to meet the Crocodile too. Totodile's eyes light up with unbridled excitement, his entire body practically vibrating with joy. Really? Oh boy, this is gonna be so much fun. The kids are going to be thrilled when they hear the news. Maybe we could go on a picnic together, or have a water balloon fight, or, ooh, or I could show them some of my neat transformations. They might be freaked out, they're still little children, who knows? His father chuckles indulgently, refolding Totodile's head with a large paw. Easy there, champ. Let's not overwhelm Dritten with too many plans at once. How about we start with a simple get-together at our den? We can introduce everyone properly and let them get to know each other at a relaxed pace. He turns to me, his expression warm and inviting. What do you say, Trenton? Yeah, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. Will you stop closing out on me? You're starting to hiss me off. Toto bounces on his webbed feet, barely able to contain his enthusiasm. Yay! This is gonna be the best day ever! I can't wait to show you off to the family, Trenton. They're gonna love you as much as I do. His father smiles indulgently as his son's exuberance before addressing you directly. Excellent. We're delighted to have you join us for the family gathering, Trenton. Shall we say this weekend? Our den is quite cozy and spacious, perfect for a relaxed afternoon of introductions and bonding. He pulls out a small waterproof notebook from somewhere on his person, flipping it open with a clawed finger. Here, let me jot down the directions for you. It's not far from where we first met, nestled deeper in the heart of these beautiful woods. Sure. I can't wait to meet your family. Entirely. Toto's father finishes scribbling the directions and tears out the page, carefully folding it before holding it out to you with a gentle smile. Here you are, Trenton. Follow this path until you see the large flat rock covered in luminescent moss. That's how you'll know you're near our home sweet home. He winks playfully. And don't worry, if you ever happen to arrive a few minutes early, and don't worry if you happen to arrive a few minutes early, in a household full of energetic youngsters, a little extra time for pre-visit pep talk is never a bad thing. Toto presses himself against my side affectionately, his damp scales cool and smooth against my skin. Hey, Trenton. Thanks again for being so awesome and understanding about everything. I feel really lucky to have a friend like you in my life. This Toto is adorable. You're welcome, buddy. Oh. Buddy. I gently pet the Pokemon on the head. Please tell me he'll start nuzzling up to my hand. Oh my gosh, I will be in love if he nuzzles up to my hand. I swear to frick, if he nuzzles up to my hand, I will go nuts. Totodile leans into my gentle touch, his eyes fluttering closed briefly as he savors the comforting gesture. A soothed, contented sigh escapes him, and for a moment he looks perfectly at peace.
That feels nice, Triton. You give really good head pats, you know that?
He opens his eyes again, gazing up at me with pure adoration and gratitude. Is it adoration? Is that how you say the word? I keep saying adoration. I think it's adoration. Trenton, you stupid mother fricker. And gratitude shining in those bright, expressive orbs.
I meant what I said earlier. Having you in my life as more than just a human who stumbled upon my secret, it means everything to me. You show me that I can trust, that I can form deep connections without fear. That's a gift beyond measure.
I'm glad you think that. Glad you think that. Exclamation point. You have made me happy all day. This is so cool, dude. I love this. Toto's face splits into a wide, joyful grin, his sharp teeth glinting in the dappled sunlight filtering through the canopy above. He nuzzles his snout against my palm, a gesture of pure, unbridled affection.
Really? I've made you happy all day? Wow, Trenton, you have no idea how amazing that makes me feel.
His tail sways happily behind him, leaving a trail of sparkling droplets in its wake.
Knowing that I could bring some light and joy into your life, even if only for a single day, it's like the most incredible feeling ever.
He takes a small step back, his gaze still locked with mine, filled with warmth and sincerity.
You know, I think this is the start of something truly special, Trenton.
Yes. Even your father already likes me. And I really like him. Toto's eyes widen with surprise and delight at my words. Okay, yeah, I think this was a soft gasp escaping his maw.
Wait, really? Harry likes you? Wow, that's huge, Trenton.
He bounces aside on his webbed feet, sending a spray of water droplets dancing through the air.
You have no idea how much that means to me. My dad, he's got this, super keen sense for people. If he likes you, then you must be extra special.
Toto grins up at me, his expression one of pure, unadulterated happiness.
And the feeling is totally mutual, by the way. I mean, have you seen him? He's like the coolest dad ever. Smart, kind, always knows just what to say.
Speaking of, do you have any in your family around here? I would really like to meet one. Oh my gosh, is he actually gonna... Oh, there's a female. Toad's eyes light up with excitement at my question, his tail swishing back and forth eagerly.
Oh, you want to meet a crocodile? Well, you're in luck, Triton. As a matter of fact, my big sister's a crocodile.
He glanced around conspiratorially before leaning in closer, lowering his voice to a stage whisper.
Between you and me, she's pretty amazing. Super strong, super smart. Did I mention super pretty?
Toto fans himself dramatically, then giggles.
Hey, I bet she'd love to meet you too. What do you say we go track her down right now? She usually hangs out by the river not too far from here, catching fish and showing off her powerful jaws.
He grins up at me, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. I cannot believe I'm still going.